Hi, in this video I'm going to demonstrate some of the symptoms of a pool filter that is not functioning correctly. There on the pool floor there's quite a bit of sand. I've left the pool filter off for a while so that the sand can sit on the floor, and I'm going to show you how I know the filter is not working correctly. So as I turn on the pool pump, we can see that there's like this sandy water which is being pumped back into the pool. And I'm specifically putting a pool sweeper here where it's quite sandy. So there's quite a bit of sand there and it is sucking it up perfectly, but look what's coming out on the spout here. There you can see it's like sandy water coming right back into the pool. So all that's happening is the pool sweeper is sucking up the sand on the bottom of the pool floor, and it is not being filtered out, so it's making its way back into the pool. It's almost like it's on a bypass. The second symptom is the pool looks like it's cloudy. It has this haze to it, and the only time it becomes crystal clear is if I leave the pool pump off, meaning I leave it for 2 days, don't run the filter, and then it's clear. I've only had the filter on for a few minutes and the pool's already starting to get this cloudiness, and that is the sand being pumped back into the pool, and it hasn't made its way to the floor yet, so it's now making the pool cloudy. So both these symptoms have one thing in common, and that is the filter is not doing its job properly. Now, a third symptom is backwash. Yes, of course, when one backwashes, you can see that the water is quite sandy, especially if it hasn't had a backwash for quite a bit of time. So the water is a little bit brown in color, and obviously we do the rinse, backwash, rinse. Then when I put it back to filter, it's like there is dirty water being pumped back in the pool.
Here are just 5 reasons why sand may be getting into your pool. The first one is there's not enough sand in the filter housing. The second one is there may be too much debris in the filter, i.e. the sand has not been changed in a long time. The third one is water has carved pathways, shortcutting the filtration process. The fourth one is possibly a damaged wagon wheel, your multi-port selector gasket. And the fifth one is a broken pipe underground. On the side of the filter housing, there should be a label advising how many bags of sand the filter should have. If there's too little sand in the filter housing, its ability to filter the dirt becomes greatly reduced. You'll need to top up the sand filter if there's insufficient sand. On the top layer, there's a lot of organic matter, and this is after the backwash. So there was also a lot of sediment and some sand, but that has been backwashed. So what happens is, because the pump doesn't run 24 hours, it switches off at a certain time in the day. The water sits there and it starts to discolor because of that organic matter. Then when the pump gets turned on again, quite a lot of dirty water starts flowing back into the pool. So in this case, one needs to get rid of organic matter. Another problem is where the water has created pathways to circumvent the filter.
Right, so on the edges, what's happened is the water is finding a way to get through without being completely filtered, because on the edges, there you can see there's almost like a space there. And there right at the back, there's actually a space where the water is probably sneaking through without going through all the sand. So what you can do is you can remove the top layer of sediment by just scooping just the top layer, and that's what comes out. So you want to get rid of all that gunk. Then once you've done that, you can mix it up, give it a massage, and then fill up whatever amount of sand you've taken out, put that back in. The best method is to actually remove all the sand and just start again, especially if it's been a few years. Another reason for sandy water being fed back into the pool is if the wagon wheel seal is damaged inside, because that would mean that water can go from one side to the other without having to go through the filter. So you will also need to check the wagon wheel seal to make sure that it is still intact.
Another reason for sand getting into your pool is if the pipe coming from your pool, from the pool sweeper, is damaged. For example, on root here, there's this tree. If the roots from this tree damage this pipe, when the pump is on, it'll suck in nearby sand and air, but it'll suck it in, possibly overloading your pool filter. In this case, you would notice air bubbles going back into the pool. You'll also notice a loss of pressure. And finally, just a few additional reasons which are less common. Inside the filter there's a hub assembly, and if the fingers of that hub assembly get damaged, sand can go through those fingers and make its way into the pool. If the wrong sand is used, then that sand can get through the fingers and make its way into the pool. For example, pool filter sand is coarser than play sand or sandpit sand. And then lastly, over time the sand inside the filter can actually wear down and become smaller, leading to the sand particles passing through the filter and returning to the pool, although this is quite rare.